Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Got something coming in from Hog House. This is something that was ordered quite a while ago, even before my wife got sick. So let's take a look at this. I was talking to Tapio about this. Let's see what we got. All right, today we're opening up the box with my Rob Johnson's mini cedar with the button liner lock. So you can do the liner lock or you can do the button liner lock. Great little knife. This is in Bannock, super clean. Love this knife. All right, this is coming in from Finland. So I don't really need a knife. I just realized I forget this is one of these boxes. You go like this and voila, here you go. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? We got, ooh, the chocolate is melted, so we're gonna have to reconstitute that a little bit. All right, so we have, oh, the Finnish newspaper. I always love this. Some of those articles are in Finnish. I can't read them, but that's okay. And we'll take this over here. And here we go. So now we had a chance to check this out at Blade Show, Texas, and I checked out a prototype. This is the non-prototype. I believe this is a production one, so we'll see. Now, I had a couple suggestions for them. I don't know. We'll see what if they ever consider it down the road, but I still think this is a cool knife. Here we go, Hog House. What do we have here? All right, so this is going to be the production version. It has the flipper. This is the non-textured. Now, they just came out right after this, came out with a textured one. So you see the texture here on the clip. Okay, not sharp. Nice, nice. That was a couple things I did notice. There was some sharp edges, and it was a prototype. So, oh yeah, okay. All right, that's good. All right, so real quick, just so you know, you get this wonderful, you get the screwdrivers, so, and you get a couple extra screws, and then of course you get, this is your RWL34 Veli, made in 426 titanium, early bird. So you've got Tapio and you've got Viljami, both of those guys signing. Those are the two makers right there. So, all right, so here we go. Let's see. It is the smooth version. Now I look at this as a canvas, like a blank canvas. I could maybe get, you know, Valley Blade Works to do something on there. All right, so we do have the step milled blade. I like that. All right, so, okay, good, not sharp. All right, we've got the steel bar insert over travel stop. Nice. We have this, let's see. Okay. Where do we clear the D-tab? Wow, is that D-tab like really, really early? Oh my goodness. That D-tip ball is right at the very tip. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Can we do a little bit low? Flipper's good. Oh, that's really smooth. That's a lot smoother than the prototype. Now the prototype, you know, people who are collectors, prototypes are cool. I got a chance to check someone out who bought a prototype, and it is cool if you're really into like prototypes and collection of those things. I like the more polished blade on here. That's nice. It's a nice touch. You get this Veli right here. You see that? A little less, it's less than the Veli, so it's the Mini Veli. So I had some issues with some sharp edges there. That's completely addressed. I like that. Sharpness, not there at all. We had some sharpness over here. All right, we had some sharpness in here. All that is taken care of. Okay, we had some sharpness over here. Nice clip there. We had some sharpness over here. There was like a little lip that stuck out. And it was really, really, really crazy sharp. So you would hold there and the little come out and get you. Oh, I love that right there. Look at that nice smoothness. Okay, so I can get a full grip on here. I do think getting, at some point, I don't know how soon I'm going to do it. I did reach out to Paul I Might, or Paul L Might. I call him Paul I Might. He's been so kind. He allows me to call him that, even though that's not officially his name. So Paul, if you watch this, appreciate your patience. But this is so much better. Oh my gosh. Now that prototype was really cool to check out, but this is, ooh, whoa, this is way better. Okay. Everything that I feel I had an issue with the prototype. Oh, wow. super comfortable. And even the flipper, let me look at that angle in that flipper. Okay, got a little, yeah. I think the flipper was not the same angle. This has a little curve to it, and it feels really good. Like I got a good grip right there. I'm not slipping right off. A little curve there to really get it. And the D10 is really nice. Let's see, can we do a slow roll? We absolutely can do a slow roll. So we just have to hold it up high, up here, get the finger in there. See, can we do it? Yeah, we can absolutely do a reverse flick. So I just gotta make sure I clear the lock bar, and you can do a reverse flick. I don't know if I can get it low enough to get in there. Can I do it? It's difficult. I can, as long as my hand is over here and I'm not touching the lock bar, it should be pretty easy to reverse flick, which it is. And it should be pretty easy to thumb flick. Yep, easy to thumb. Can I do slow roll it left-handed? I can. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right, Tapio and Village Mai, you guys, you refined it. You did. You absolutely refined this. I'm very happy to say the little issues I found with the prototype. Yeah, that edge, look at that. Look at that little detail right there. That is stinking cool. Okay, so we got to do a zoom in. This is worth doing a zoom in. I know I already did a review on the prototype, and prototypes are prototypes. Now, there's a reason why. First of all, the blade here is done really, really, really well. Nice polish, really done. A little stone wash polish there, but it's a high polish stone wash. That milling, that set mill is great. That tanto, got a nice dronto. Do we call this a dronto? Is this a dronto, drop point tanto? What do we want to call it? A ton drop? Maybe a ton drop? a ton point? A ton point? I don't know. You tell me. What's the best name we should come up with this? This is beautifully smooth. I like that. Everything over here is really no sharp edges. Everything done really well. Love all the details on here. There's a beautiful blank canvas. I can get some milling done. Maybe put a golf putter, reach out to Valley Blade Works. I might do that. I might get them to see if you can do some golf putter stuff on here. I think that would be really cool. I don't know. I like it as it is though right now. So who knows? This is nicely smoothed here. Right here, you can see that this was a little sharp before. No sharp there. It was really sharp over here. There was like a little lip that came out right there. And oops, sorry, right there came out. Now it's pretty well. Looks like he did a little chamfering here and chamfering all the way in here, so that's really nice. We do have a lock bar that might be just a hair of an edge here. I mean, it's not terrible. I might file that just with a little bit of sandpaper. That's just a personal thing. I don't think it's necessary, but you know, it's a little. I would like to do a little something to it, just a little extra. This is nice and smooth. Clip's got some nice flexibility. That's good. We've got that wonderful weight relief on the inside. The back spacer, really good. No sharpness back here. This was an issue before, and it would dig in right here. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was very, I was concerned about that. I was really concerned about that. And I love that little mini Veli, less than Veli. That's very nerdy. I love that. As a nerd, I love that less than sign. It means less than the full Veli, right? So it's a mini Veli. It's a little Veli, whatever you want to call it. And if you're a nerd, you'll dig it. If you're not, it's not for you, right? I love the little captive pivot, the Hog House emblem right there. Just a nice little package. You can get some fancy versions of these now. Look at that action. Look at that. Come on. There we go. I don't think it's broken in yet, but I have a feeling this is going to be really crazy nice when it does. All right, let's zoom out. All right, I will tell you, compared to the prototype, and the reason why I'm always very, very cautious with prototypes is because of this very reason right here, right? This is exactly what can happen. You can get a knife that's really good like this, and then they really address the issues. So, super excited about that. Yeah, really nice. Action's way better too. I'm not saying the prototype was terrible. It's just, it's a prototype, and that's the deal with prototypes. So this was such a good deal too, right? The extra milling does add a lot of costs. It's just nice to be able to get a real plain Jane one, so it's like you can use it. You can use it and carry it, kind of like what I was going to do with my little mini cedar. And let's compare the two, right? We're looking pretty close. I think the mini cedar is a little bit bigger blade wise. Yeah, bigger blade wise. Handle wise, we are, Yeah, it's a little bigger there as well. So, you know, this is a smaller version. A little more polished on the RWL34. This is Vanek Super Clean. So, but I will say that lock bar, yeah, the catch right there, that's nice. Oh yeah. Oh, what a delight! What a delight. Okay, and we'll have to reconstitute this. This got melted in the heat. It's all soft and squishy, so I got to put it in the freezer. All right, very, 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 very cool. Thank you, Tapio and Vilgemai. I really appreciate you guys. Yes, you made the prototype way better. Very excited about that. Super, super happy about this. I can tell you my reservations are not there now. This is what I was hoping for, and this is what I felt would be the case, because you know, the Model T Gen 2 and the Veli are all just superbly made, and so is this. Now, I will say, I still have my one request for them, and I hope they consider it in the future, maybe as an option. I hope they consider a non-flipper version of this. I think there's a whole nother group of folks who could really, like, I am right at the limit, right? I'm right at the limit. It's like 4 3/4 kind of fingers. If you could have that flat, that could really open up the hands to the extra large, double extra large hands. And, you know, some of these folks, they would just use the fuller, right? And that would be fine. I mean, I don't know if they'd be willing to modify this part here and make it a flipper, because that would be super cool too, right? It would be super cool to be able to make that come up just a little bit. So, and there's nothing, if you allowed that to come up just a little bit with some jimping on there, you could have that as a front flipper. I think that would be nice. Just a future consideration. I mean, some options for the what is already an excellent knife, and you would have people who might get a second one, you know, just to like to have the option. Man, this is so much better than the prototype. The prototype was great, but this is fantastic. This is so freaking good. I am... Oh, this is going to be fun to carry. Oh, Paul, just to let you know, I'm going to have a hard time sending this over to you. Just it'll get there eventually. I'm pretty sure it'll get there, right? That's my goal, still, to remove that flipper, delete at some point. But man, oh, I will be carrying this quite a bit. So, wow, that is just superb. Okay. That's the difference between a prototype review impressions and a knife review. So since I've already done the review of the prototype and everything, let me go ahead, before we leave here, I'm just going to give you some measurements on this. So in case you guys, some of you guys are going to wonder, well, how much does this weigh? You know, how long is it? And all sorts of stuff. So this guy is 2.8 ounces, under 3 ounces, which I think is phenomenal, right? But real quick, let's compare it to the Mini Cedar, which is 3.2. So it is lighter than the Mini Cedar, obviously. Mini Cedar is a little bit bigger, so I would expect it to be a little bit more as well, right? So that's not unusual. We did the comparison on the size, but let's go ahead and actually do the length. And we did this with a prototype. Let's see what we hear. We are now at 7 1/16, so it's over 7. The handle area that we're dealing with, going from here to this part right here, which is what I would measure it, I would say is 3 5/8. If you go over here, which you can kind of use that right there, you got about 3.5 inches, maybe, yeah, right? So 3.5 inches. You can sort of choke up a little bit, right? It's not ideal. My fingers are kind of big. It'd be kind of like a trigger choke up, right? You're kind of holding it like this. Maybe you're holding it like this if you're doing a cut, right? So, I mean, you could do that. And then we're looking at the blade from the tip to the back. We're just at 3 1/16 or 3 1/32. Blade length here is right at 3 inches exactly. Okay. Oh man, that's phenomenal. Yeah, that's fun. That is fun. All right, move the chocolate out of the way. It's not reconstituted really yet. All right, so what we're doing, 120, 110, what are we doing? 110 thousandths of an inch. Let me go back here, just do a second measurement. Yeah, so 110 thousandths of an inch. Not super thick, but not super thin, right? It definitely has a little bit of thickness to it. It does come to a nice come to thickness here, it comes to a nice pokey tip. Definitely get into your dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, all sorts of good stuff. Can be a great tool as far as that. The step milling is superbly done. Beautiful. I love that. I think that's really phenomenal. That action is... Now, typically I would put skiffs in it, and I know Tapio, they do custom cage bearings. It'll probably be the Delrin bearings. It's the black ones. Let me see. Now, they're fine. It's just after a while, they'll break down. The resin will break down. It'll get a little gritty. And at some point, I probably will put in skiffs in there, just because it'll get gritty, you know. But until then, we're going to enjoy it. I think he does fantastic on his custom bearings. But I think going to skiffs is going to be like, when they're brand new like this, swapping with skiffs, it's a 1-for-1, right? Now, after a little wear in and the resin cage bearing from the Delring, skiffs will be an improvement. But that's down the road. I do fidget with my knives a lot, and so Delrin, at some point or later, I always tend to replace them. I did it on my Rosie, I did it on my Brown knives, until Craig Brown started using Skiff Caged Bearings. I did it on my Trevor Berger until Trevor Berger started using Skiff Caged Bearings. Bunch of other knives I did on my Protean. Don't know if Princeton will ever use skiffs, but I just feel like it would be... I hope he considers it, because to me, I'd pay the extra, whatever, $10 if he's going to add an extra $10 charge for them. I think it'd be worth it. I think his knives would just make a fantastic knife even better. I put him in my Protean. So I don't know if you saw that, by the way. This is a ramble here. At Blade Show Atlanta, Princeton Wong, he won for the Protean as best knife of the Blade Show from the National Makers Guild, and the one that he did is the one that I have. It's that knurled surrounding the dragon scales. He told me in Texas that's a one-off, that he would never make a production version of that, but it was a full dressed version that he did do at Blade Show Atlanta, and it won best custom build or whatever, best Blade Show, but I forget what it is, but he got a really cool award for it. And I said, hey, I know that's design. That's cool. So you do see one out there. Now, I'm sure that one's several $1,000s if you want that. Mine was not, but that one really was. But it just makes the knife I have a little bit more special. I don't know if he's done the dragon scales, he's done the knurling, but I don't think he's ever done the dragon scales surrounded by knurling. Anyways, that's what I like. You know, like here, you can do the laser, you can get knurling, you can mimic something like this. But Nicholas did this already on this one. I know the one that Hog House does, they kind of do a little chamfering down here, which makes it a little more comfortable, but this is chamfered really, really nicely, so it's comfortable. It is flat. I don't mind that on a smaller knife. It gives me more presentation, more control, it's a little more comfortable, so I don't mind that. Just my 2 cents on it. All right, that's a lot of rambling. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love to hear from you. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, informative, entertaining, or any of the above, would you consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button as well. Subscribing and liking the channel really does help out. It allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, enjoys the content, part of the community. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. If you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button down below as well, so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. And a big shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate you guys do so many things. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your support of the channel. I really appreciate it. But also thank you for your generosity through the memberships. You allow me to just do things like budget banger giveaways, the cost of shipping for the budget banger giveaways, members giveaways, milestone giveaways, borrowing knives that have been loaned to me, I got to ship back. All those things, thank you. Also buying stuff for future giveaways. I've been working toward the big 15K super milestone, starting to plan that out. I have to do that quite a few months ahead, because we're getting up there to 13,000, right? And then we're going to be close to 14, and then 15,000 is around the corner. So I got to start working toward that now. So anybody wants to donate something to make 15K super special, love to have it, especially any makers out there. You want to do something like that, because I do build up big time for that. That's going to be super fun. Frankenforge Aaron donated an electrode. It's going to be a very special giveaway right now. That's going to be our big grand prize for the 15K. I'm super excited about that. And I have some other things. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. Not this, because I can't afford that. But if we're given something like this, I'd love to give it away, right? Obviously. All right. That's what you members do. You help with all of that. So appreciate you. Like I said, love to have, as a way for me to say thank you, I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note, so email me your name and address. And also, you're eligible for the once a month members exclusive giveaway. So each week we do a Budget Banger giveaway, but that 1 week in a month we'll have 2 giveaways. Members can enter both, members can win both. It's my small way to say thank you. If that sounds cool, there's a link down below in the description. I have 3 different tiers of memberships. Hey, don't sign up if you feel pressured or in any way, right? Don't do it. But if you choose to do so, thank you. Thank you so much. And some of you guys are going to say, hey, what about the emojis you can do here and on the live stream? What about the kazoo salutes on the live stream, the anniversary stuff, which I do have 3 anniversary stuff coming in. What about the exclusive content? Yes, there's all that and more. Small ways for me to say thank you, but nonetheless, a way for me to just tell you how much I appreciate you. If that sounds cool, love to have you. Love to have you. By the way, I also have an Instagram page. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.